the DORK Podcast with Rich Keefe. It's the DORK Podcast with Davey. It's the DORK Podcast. Hashtag. It's the hashtag DORK Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Dork. My name is Rich Keefe, joined as always by Davey Eyeballs. He is Rick Rude Von Dick Dude. He is Razzle Von Dazzle. He was nearly Davey Deep Dick for this episode. All hail the king of ginger ale. It's Ryan. Davey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. We just have to Comcast this thing now. We just have to unplug it and plug it back in for every StreamYard. I don't know what it is. It might be my interface, but I think we've figured it out. How to fix it now. So.
And if you're watching on the YouTube stream, we're allowed to you can have a little fun with the name tags. And sure. Davey is at Arvon D, and then in parentheses, no mo Venmo.
Yes, so, please. I already played Mario Kart with everybody. Like I have it. You can stop sending me Venmos. I was telling Rich, I think I have like just randomly like 3 people sent me like $1 today. So I have $3 in my Venmo.
Some people listen to the episodes late. They feel like, hey, let's get it on the ground floor. So we want to thank you guys, the listener, because we said last week, we don't ask you for a goddamn thing. We don't ask you for anything. Last week, we asked you to step up to the plate, and you more than did that. The story goes as this. Davey's daughters were playing Mario Kart 8. He had the cartridge version. And as you know, the Switch game cartridges are the size of like a freaking thumbnail.
Yep.
And it was gone. And he couldn't defend his crown anymore as the Dork Invitational champion. So I said, you know what? Let's just take it to the people. It's not asking for a lot. It's not killing you. Throw Davey a buck. And you guys more than did it. Davey
did it.
Not only by his game, in which we played and we streamed, at least Backcracker streamed it. So much so, with the surplus, Ryan was able to Venmo me enough to buy WWE 2K22.
And you've spent 4 hours creating a character, right?
Not yet, but I'm going to. I haven't had the time.
God.
I for sure will be.
Yes.
I'm thrilled. So, and I will stream that. So that $1 that you spent will go back towards something on the YouTube streaming and all that stuff. So thank you very much. And by the way,
the party boys are back.
The party boys are absolutely going to be back. I was going to save it for this, but I might as well do this right now.
This is This Week in Horrible Rossi Takes.
What did this child do now?
I was listening to the most recent episode of the Pop Culture Pile Driver podcast. And Billy D had mentioned, I forget how they came up to this, but Billy D mentioned that the Dork listeners raised enough money for Davey to buy Mario Kart 8.
Yes.
Rossi was appalled and disgusted that we even asked for it, and he was mad that people sent you money. He was like outraged by it. He's like, was that real? And Billy's like, yeah. He goes, it was funny. I sent him $1. And Rossi's like, these two guys have jobs. These are grown men. What are they doing? First of all, relax. Second of all, we just asked for $1. We weren't twisting anybody's arm. If you want to kick in $1, you kick in $1. If you don't, you don't. We're not going to hold it against you. But I was curious to see if that would work, and it more than did. And I thank everybody out there for doing it.
And we are incredibly grateful
about him being appalled.
And I would say why it says no mo Venmo. It's not that I'm not appreciative. It's just that you don't need to do it anymore. Mission accomplished. You guys are great, guys and girls. Mission accomplished. You did a wonderful job. And I say to you, Jason Rossi, because I know you're listening on your way to work right now, I have 3 words for you.
Fuck you.
Stay mad, ho. No one's going to send you enough money to buy a fucking video game. Stay mad, ho.
Stay mad, ho. That's great words. Kind words for Rossi. He doesn't even listen to the show every week. I know that he doesn't.
All right. He didn't know that people were Venmoing us. He doesn't listen. Stay
Billy
mad,
will
ho.
tell him later on. Billy listens.
People care about me. Mm-hmm. Not that they don't care about you, but people care enough about me to send me $1.
I thought that was nice.
Super nice. You know, I've been at this a long time, and you said we've never asked anybody for anything. We might say, hey, we're doing a live show. It'd be cool if you came. Yeah. We don't say, like, if you don't come, I'm going to block you on Twitter.
I'll kill you.
We don't say that. We don't ask you. We don't ask you for a damn thing.
Ask you a damn thing.
Yeah.
You, the listener, have already paid Davey more money than WEI has. So
fucking rights.
Thank you for that. Damn
like, this is part of your job. In like, do you have jobs? Like, yeah, this is your job, Rich. This is your job.
Yeah. Part of it.
This is not my job, and I don't get paid for it. No. So again, I say to you, stay mad, ho.
That's right. 3 words for you. Fuck you.
That should be a new thing. That should be 3 words for you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
you heard me. Yeah.
Oh, and also it also convinced me that it was a great idea, because as soon as Rossi started shitting on our idea to ask people for $1, I was like, you know what, this is a great idea.
Someone said, I'm just going to send you $1 just to spite Rossi.
These are all now spite bucks to Rossi.
Can we take money? How about do this? Find
Request
Rossi's
Rossi.
Venmo. No, here's what I want you to do.
Request Rossi $1.
Request $1 from Jason Rossi, all of you. That's what I want.
I have it somewhere. I'm not going to do that right now, but I could dig it out. I have what his thing is.
Someone said we need to make a T-shirt that says I have 3 words for you.
I have 3 words. New 3 words for you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
This is a good point by Joshua in the chat. It's proof of concept for $dork. Remember we were thinking about doing that? $dork. There's a market for it. Look, we're rolling around in video games right now.
Yeah, love it.
Look at this, Rossi.
Spite bucks.
I'd give you $2 a month for the pod on Patreon alone. How you like that? Yeah, we've never gone down that road of like private podcasts. And
no interest in it.
No
interest in it.
Hashtag spite bucks. Send Davey a hashtag spite buck. Rossi's mad that we're able to slightly monetize the podcast.
Okay, here's what you're gonna do. You're going
what
to
jackass.
You're going to Venmo me enough money for a poo-poo platter for 2 at the Kowloon. I'm going to go there and leave a negative Yelp review.
Tried everything.
Just really fucking put the screws to him.
Didn't like any of it.
Yeah, I will burn this to the ground. You know, you are the grudge holder.
Yeah,
but I act on grudges.
That's right.
You hold them in.
Yep.
As the true Irish Catholic, you just bury it down. And John Mulaney says you just push it all the way down, and then one day you die.
Yep.
That's all you do.
That's kind of how it goes. But man, I heard that. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? He was like so mad about it.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, dickhead.
Wait.
That actually
the MacGruber finger? Look.
Is that
this?
I like to take old biddies and bunch in mocks.
No, Rossi, we got a couple words.
Fuck you, dickhead.
Exactly. So we have now our cryptocurrency is now called Spite Bucks.
Spite Bucks.
And I will give whoever came up with that full credit, but we're gonna NFTs or Bitcoin crypto Spite Bucks.
So the guy that thought 2002's Spider-Man was the greatest or the 5th greatest comic book movie of all time doesn't like our idea. Fine.
So the thing with Spite Bucks is it's a cryptocurrency that you can only use versus someone else. So you can only do it, spend money against someone else.
Who is this versus?
Who are we doing this versus?
Very clearly, Rossi.
Give me that.
That's what we say to you and your dollars that you get lying around in your Venmo accounts.
Yep.
Give me that.
Anyway, so that's the update on that. Thank you guys so much. You literally gave us enough money to buy not 1 but 2 video games. So we'll have more Mario Kart streams, and once I sit down and have 12 hours to put aside to get Tyson
so dense
set in there, we'll get the party boys live and popping. So
I don't know I'm a bit of a brawler. I don't know what to do with my punches yet. I have like big swinging hooks or like just kind of like jabs, and then like, you know.
Do you still have
your
sneaky choke slam?
I do have a choke, but my I used to call it a lariat DDT, but like my finishing move was always it was off the ropes and you'd catch someone doing a DDT and kind of like almost like a hurricanrana, but like a DDT. It's like a spinning DDT basically is my finisher.
I used to like just the straight spear, but I feel like Roman Reigns is kind of bastardized.
It's kind of lame. Edge did it. Edge's spear and Goldberg's were big. Yeah.
I liked Edge's. I had a similar moveset to Edge because I liked the downward spiral too.
I also love the clothesline from hell. It was one of my favorites too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Just beat the snot out of somebody.
I didn't think about that. That's just coming at you. All right, let's get to this. We got a lot to get to today.
This week in DORK.
Well, this is very on topic. How about Kevin Feige is planning out the next 10 years of MCU movies? So now,
did you read how he was doing it? I'm so jealous.
Yeah, like a little meeting, right?
They're having it's like a week-long retreat, like a weekend retreat. I want to go.
I don't think we're invited.
Well, I have some ideas.
That's true.
I have zero self-awareness and plenty of ideas, so I need to go and tell them what's what.
Would you pitch a Gambit movie to him?
Never in a million years.
Nope.
Because that was a cool character in the 90s. I don't think he translates well now. I don't know why. I just think that character had his day in the sun, and he's
I
good.
think it's past. What if
Yeah.
you were like, when are we getting the standalone Mephisto movie? He's like, get out.
It's like, why did you let Sony do Morbius?
Yeah.
Why are they doing this movie with Bad Bunny? What is it, like El Muerto?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
I don't know why they're doing any of that.
Madam Web is gonna stink out
Mhm.
loud.
Yep.
Why do that movie?
It's a shame. And they might even find a way to ruin Craven, if possible.
Well, yeah, that's the only one I have hope for. But Dakota Johnson has dead eyes.
Yeah, I'm not wild about Dakota Johnson.
Do you listen to the Always Sunny podcast and they were like acting coach that they all had? Apparently he would say Ethan Hawke has dead eyes. Dakota Johnson has dead eyes.
Speaking of Ethan Hawke, did you see the trailer?
More
for
like
the Black Phone?
yes.
Wow, that's scary. So this is Scott Derrickson, who also directed The Topic du Jour, and not the sequel that comes out this week, but he is a terrific horror director. And this movie was supposed to come out, I think, last year, got pushed maybe.
Yes.
But they put out the trailer. I actually stopped myself mid-trailer because I'm like, they're kind of showing a lot. I'm already in. This is the one we tweeted it out at Dork Podcast. Just the creepy ass masks, and they all have like different facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
It looks scary as fuck. And it's like they kidnap a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in on that. It comes out in June.
So just a horror movie update. I saw X. You had mentioned it last week. I saw X.
So did I.
I liked it.
That was fine.
I liked it. I think it was a nice little creepy twist on like a slasher film.
What would you give it for Stones?
4.5.
Yeah, I'm like 3.5. And maybe
liked it.
I hyped it up. I like Brittany Snow a lot. I thought she played a great character.
Bet you like her a lot more now.
I like her a lot more now. Yep. I always liked her a great deal.
She's a good egg. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I was kind of on it. I was expecting a little bit more. Some of the stuff, I don't want to spoil it, but some of the stuff on the one hand, I'm like, all right, well, that's a little bit different. And then on the other hand, I'm like, ugh, and it's not really
Like yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was uncomfortable.
That's true.
It was awkward. It was like super uncomfortable at times, which I liked.
Did you watch the Sebastian Stan horror movie Fresh on Hulu yet?
I did not.
So that's another weird horror.
I did. Yeah.
And I have this one. I have Fresh slightly ahead of X right now in my year-long rankings, but
maybe check that out. Yeah.
both worth a shot. You all caught up on Moon Knight?
All caught up on Moon Knight.
Pretty good.
Finished Ozark. So a lot of TV for me this week.
Moon Knight, I think it's good. We talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
you and Mac thought it was kind of slowing down. I like this last episode.
It's swinging back up. And I've heard that the season finale, which is this week, is the shortest of the episodes, which I'm a little let down about, but
that's too bad.
It's all right. I mean, I feel like it was like a slow, like Ozark. There's a lot of build, and I'm wondering what they do with the last episode now. Yeah.
We'll do a Moon Knight episode standalone, but it's probably going to be delayed because next week is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The following week is our live show, May 15th, Sunday. So we're not going to have a show on Monday night because Sunday we're going to tape it and then we'll release it. So hopefully you guys can come out to Idle Hands. We'll be there live. And that's free, by the way. You don't need to. It's
free. And guess what? You don't have to buy me a beer.
You don't have to.
You know why?
Buy plenty of beers for yourself.
Can't drink it. Yeah.
It hurts Rye's tummy.
It hurts my tongue. Yeah, can't drink it.
But yes, we'll do Moon Knight by the end of May. At some point, we'll do Moon Knight. Ozark, how did you think it ended? No spoilers here, but how did I finished it as well? What'd you think?
Again, they focused too much kind of on the build up and not enough on the end.
Okay. I liked it, and I'm trying to think back because again, it's spaced out, and it's funny when all these TV shows come out. What I've realized is I don't need trailers; I just need recaps because I watch so much shit that I forget everything that happened.
Yeah,
but I liked this season. I think maybe as much. It might go 4. Or no, 1, 4, 3, 2 might be how I would rank the. First.
I would go 1, 3. I would slightly revert 1, 3, 4, 2. 2 is by far the worst.
2 is the worst. Yeah. 2 is the worst, but 4 was I like pretty good. Like I think it was satisfying ending without tipping anybody's hand if you didn't watch it all weekend like we did. But I would say satisfying ending.
And if you take it as a whole and on your whole, the whole last season, I think again, super slow start. And then at the end of the first, okay, so this is going to sound weird. At the end of the last 2 episodes of the first half of the last season really picked up.
Holy smokes.
And then it carried on from there. But
I did not anticipate the first episode having so much emphasis on Nas, the rapper Nas.
Which was good.
Cool.
And Killer Mike from
Killer Mike
Run the
was in it.
Jewels was in it. And he did a great explanation of Illmatic in like that album. Which I really appreciated. So
that's really good. And like what an unbelievable line to the again, not spoilers in Illmatic, they just play it, but the paraphrasing, he's like, I don't sleep because sleep is the cousin of death.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome.
And that's
line.
the name of the episode.
Yeah. Awesome. And really just advice for the Birds or for the Langmore family.
You're going to have problems, just like everything else. But stay positive and stay strong.
You know, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Ryan, you know what that sound means?
I just got excited. I got legitimately excited.
Well, that means it's time for Should I Have Bought This? It's brought to you by 47 Brand. Go to 47brand.com and enter the promo code #DORK at checkout for 25% off. Davey's wearing a 47 Brand. I'm wearing a 47 Brand. You know what I got to do? I got to get a couple more hats and maybe even a shirt. I'm going to hop on there pretty soon.
You always need more hats.
I need more hats. I need like an icy white, all white hat. I realize the light hats I have are kind of like off-white. I need to get one now that's tough to keep clean. You can't sweat in it or anything.
The one white,
I need
one white hat I have, I can't wear it right now. It's one of my favorite hats, and I can't wear it.
Why? Oh, it's a Harp
Cream
Whaler?
City.
Oh, Cream City. Yeah, I was gonna say it's either one of the two teams they're playing. So, all right. Well, this is Should I Have Bought This? And this is where you, the listener, send us $1. No, what you do is you send us an item that
we buy something with your money that's total bullshit. That's the new game.
Oh, if I was smart, I would have actually posted WWE and Mario Kart 8. I'm such an idiot. Should we have bought this with your money?
With your money, stupid.
25 or more. Send it to dorkpodcast@gmail.com and we'll answer the question if you should have bought it. We need a picture and a brief description and obviously the price. So, Ryan, this has been a popular item on here, and that has been anything Lego.
Yeah.
Lego is a pretty popular guy. Let's zoom in a little bit here.
Let's see what we got here.
All right, so describe this for the listener. This one comes in from Brad.
So this comes in from Brad. I think Brad's in the chat right now, so we're doing his. So basically what he has right now, I kind of love this. It's going to be super expensive, but I kind of love it. It is a living room set from
Brad,
the Infinity Saga.
Believe it or not, different Brad.
Different
Not the same Brad. That's the check. I'm not going to say his last name, but it's not the same as this guy here.
And it's a living room set of Fat Thor, Korg, and Meek playing video games and having some pizzas and some brew dogs.
One of the
little new Asgard sign on it. Yeah.
Welcome
to shirtless Fat Thor.
It's shirtless Fat Thor. They have two video game controllers.
Yeah.
There is pizza. There's Korg and Meek. There's just a little setup. It's a smaller room though, but it looks like the room. And actually, I have another photo here of it completed. So it's small.
Yeah,
it's small. Does it say how many pieces are on this one?
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But I'm telling you, it's pretty small. So do you want to take a stab at how much it costs?
See, Lego is one of those things that always throws me. It's either super inexpensive or outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going to say if this is over 25, I'm going to say this was $39.99.
Oh, high. $29.99.
Steal. Get it.
Steal, he said, I bought it a couple of months ago from Target, $29.99. Couldn't pass it up. Lego set Thor, Korg, and Meek from Thor's bachelor pad. Nice little Lego piece for the man cave. I think, Brad, most of these Lego things, especially when you add in how cool all three of these characters are.
I like little Meek. I like the little Meek Lego guy.
You got a tiny little Meek Lego guy.
He takes up one Lego circle. That's all he does.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
And then you get a Korg in there. I mean, this is
how we do it. This is how we do it.
Yeah, that one was
I love that. That's a good one.
Yep. Figured it was on brand.
Right over the here's the thing about #Dork. If you can get right over the cap and get something cool, we're gonna say yes to it. If it's like between $25 and $30, it's basically an automatic yes.
So I missed early on in this game. We got several that were very expensive. and
Yes.
we didn't give all yeses, and I wonder if that scared some people away. So I'm telling you, don't worry about your feelings getting hurt. It was important for you to buy it, but this is to share with the other listeners out there. If you have any monster purchases that you're like, fuck, should I have bought this? No,
we are not the people to talk to about major purchases.
we might lie to you. Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's, you had a good time.
We're out here we're fucking singing and dancing for nickels like Handsome Pete down on the pier and getting shit for it. So yeah, if you bought something for like $3,000, chances are we're gonna be like, nah.
Nah, though. But maybe we'd say yes. We had some good stuff. You know what I might even do? What might be a good episode is I'll stockpile a few more. That we still have more in the emails. I can stockpile a bunch of new ones, but we can also revisit a whole ton of the old ones.
Oh,
Just because I've forgotten about some of like the
and do like a real like Dork Teeks roadshow. Like
the
that
wand.
was the wand was great.
The monkey, obviously.
The fucking monkey dick was the best. Friar's helmet.
Yeah, right.
The guy's man cave, which he did the whole bar, like lacquered it, like the comics into it. That was sick.
The comics into it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some great stuff.
Had some really good ones and some really bad ones too. Like those, yeah, we need to revisit those.
The one guy that got mad because we said he got ripped off, and then he was like kept sending me all the different prices. Like, no, this is how much it costs. I'm like, all right,
like, all right, cool, man. Yeah,
all right.
It's time for Davey's video game minute, even if it takes more than a minute.
All right, Ryan, what do you have?
Well, first of all, I started laughing. Someone said the full set of Toy Story toys, which made me remember the dude who bought like the Pearl Jam Funkos, and he paid like $200.
That was what I was thinking of. I forgot what the item was. It was the Pearl Jam Funkos.
The Pearl Jam Funkos
for like
it was like
$200. Everybody in the chat was like, "Get that for 20," and we were like, and then he was like,
the guy just found them for $30, and he got super mad about it. Yeah.
Oh, I did love the Toy Story toys where guy was like trying to play to our sympathy. He's like, got a little kid. The kid loves them. I ended up going nuts. I bought them all. Like, what do you think? And Dave's like, absolutely not. You got taken for a ride. Did you save your receipt?
So here you go. Ready? Here's a good transition. Speaking of taking it for a ride. So I am the only person in our circle of podcasters who was able to get his hands on the Overwatch 2 PvP beta. Well, here's the thing. You're not really missing much. It feels like an update at this point. It doesn't really feel, and I know there's a bunch of more game modes coming. Really, Overwatch itself plays really well on next gen consoles. It plays well on PC. It's not that much of an upgrade. There are some tweaks, and like, first of all, Bastion is completely different as a character now. The turret, when you go into turret mode, you can move, but you can only do it for like 6 seconds.
Okay.
And his ultimate now is like he goes stationary and shoots like mortars into the air. So you do like an area. All
right.
So it's a little different. There's some character updates to like minor things to other people as well. For like Winston can shoot like a charged like long bolt of lightning instead of just having like this thing that he just kind of like pisses lightning like right in front of him, so it doesn't really do anything.
No, that sucks.
Yeah, so there's been a couple upgrades to different characters, but it feels more like an update. And I know it's in beta, but you're not really missing much yet. So if you haven't played it yet, don't worry about it. I was looking at something, I think I retweeted it. They had like 1.2 million people watching on Play Overwatch on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then the next day it was like 9,000 people.
Yeah. That's a Morbius like drop from
it was a huge drop. Yeah. Huge drop. So again, games that I am playing right now or will play this week that are amazing. If you like Souls games, if you like those games and you like Zelda, boy, oh boy, do I have a game for you. There's a game. It's on consoles now. I'm playing it on PC. It's a game called Tunic, which is it's like a Zelda-like game, but has like Souls-like qualities to it. And it's actually really, really cool, really well done. You play as a little fox character. So it's
I
nice,
like
little
fox.
sword and shield. Yeah, so check out Tunic if you guys like that. There's a game coming out this week that I'm definitely playing. It's called Trek to Yomi. It's basically like a playable Kurosawa film, like a samurai game. It looks like an old samurai movie, but it's playable. It looks super cool. So I'll be playing that. It's got like that grainy black and white look to it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's super cool. I'm going to check that out. There's been a Sifu update. So now Sifu, a game one of my games of the year so far, has an update where it has difficulty modes. So there was one difficulty, and then there was like a super hard difficulty. Now they're bringing it back a little bit.
Got it.
So I'm kind of over. Remember, like when like Xbox came out with like achievements, and into platinum a game, you had to beat it on like certain levels.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're all a little bit different, right? Like each game
Yeah.
has their own kind of thing. Some were nearly impossible to get the platinum. Others were like sneaky easy. They're all over the place.
And I had a bit of a moment. So I played Sifu. I played through it, beat it. It was hard, and I got through it. But I think I'm at that point in my life where I've proven what I need. I don't have anything to prove anymore, and I just want to enjoy this again.
This is me. This is
Like if I have to play something on like a normal or easy difficulty, I'm going to do it just because I'm just
time.
tired of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired of the grind in every aspect of my life. I'm tired of it.
Listen.
Good news for us. So the game, The Quarry, which is like that game, it's like the last day of summer camp, and you play like all these and you can play as different camp counselors. David Arquette's in it. There's all like real actors in it. That went gold, which means it is now ready to be published. That's coming out at the end of June or the beginning of June. It's coming out in June, and I can't wait to play this. It looks awesome.
Good.
It's like those games like Until Dawn. It's that company, but it's like the last day of summer camp, and you play as camp counselors, and David Arquette is like the head of the camp, and looks pretty awesome. So I'm gonna definitely check that out. And again, the last thing I have update. You can stop Venmoing us now. We're good. Yeah. We really appreciate it.
Unless you want to go spite bucks on Rossi.
So if you tuned in to the first Mario Cup in my return, I had a somewhat triumphant return. I took silver in the first, I guess, series of races, and then solidified myself as the top Mario player in the field. Because I think you finished first and then fifth, something like that.
No, there was only 5 of us, so I didn't finish 5th, but I did finish, I think, 4th.
Which is
first the first time, and the time you were gone, I won 2 out of 3 of those cups as well.
Right. So I would like to thank Idle Hands Brewery for helping me. once they started flowing.
That is true. That was a trend the last time we played. Was I won the first 2, and then again you start drinking as you're playing, and then by the end I got worse. Whereas Mac's the opposite. Mac gets better as he's drinking. I get significantly worse.
And everyone has those games. Mine happens to be darts.
Yep.
I get way better at darts the more impaired I am.
Yeah, so it was a good time. We'll be playing that one a little bit more. Try to get up to even like 8 people again. We just had 5 this last time, but I love that game. It's just fun to sit and play. It's clear. I mean, it's the Dork Invitational, so hopefully one of us wins it every time.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea behind it.
It's the whole idea behind it. Yeah.
All right, very good. Anything else?
That'll do it. Again, another thing brought to you by 47 brand.
That's right.
There you go.
Y'all ready for biz? Topic du jour, Ryan?
Sorry?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's the topic of the day. And today it is 2016's Doctor Strange as we lead into this week's In the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So, the latest in the MCU. So this movie originally came out November of 2016. It's 1 hour and 55 minutes long. Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, 89% by the critics, 86% by the audience. It was the 14th movie in the MCU, part of Phase 3. It was placed right after Civil War and right before Guardians 2. Of course, not the MCU timeline, but just the order in which they were released timeline. After Civil War, before Guardians 2. And when the new one comes out this week, I believe that'll be the 28th Marvel movie. So kind of funny that this kind of marks the midway point, and then also now going to be the most recent. We actually did an episode on this. This is how long we've been doing this freaking podcast for. We did an episode pre-WEEI. So it's classic Davey landline, Davey smooth audio on the connection there. And but it's hard to find. Like, you might be able to find it out there. All our EEI ones are available in the archives there. They're easy. Some of the other ones are here and there, either on YouTube or we have this archive site, whatever.
Yeah, you might have to dig on like iTunes to find this one.
It might be, because then I also had to delete some because of storage, but this one might have survived. But either way, we're gonna do no spoilers, no spoiler free. Again, the movie came out 6 years ago. We've all seen it.
We've all seen it.
But I will ask you, Ryan, did you like it? I already know the answer for when the first time you saw it, but did you like it more, less, or the same this time watching it as you did the first time you watched it?
It's hard to say. And I liked certain aspects of it more. Knowing what I know now, where I like certain aspects of it more. The one thing that I think is absolutely lost with this movie is this movie was meant to be seen in like large format IMAX, the biggest screen, best audio, because it was visually ridiculous when I saw it in the theater. Like, it blew my mind. A little less so now, but knowing what I know now, there were certain things about it that made me chuckle a little bit.
Yeah, it's the best looking movie in the MCU. There's some really cool stuff, I think, in Infinity War and Endgame and Black Panther and Ragnarok, but just some of the colors and some of the bullshit going on in this, and like just not just the Inception stuff, but the Dormammu stuff. It looks outrageous. I was rewatching it the other night, and my wife walked in and she's like, I don't know if she was in a mood or not, but she goes, "This looks fucking stupid," is what she said at one point.
Yeah.
And then she came back in again and she's like, wow, like because like it was one of those scenes where it was like all purple and yellow and like the colors were just popping off the screen. She's like, oh, this looks incredible. I'm like, well, yeah, okay.
One of the things that noticed too is like Mads Mikkelsen's Caecilius. The purple is like smoldering in his eyes. It's not like you can see it like kind of go like in and out.
It's crazy.
It's actually pretty nuts. And to see that, I mean, that's cool. One of the things that I did appreciate more now is how much characters warned Stephen Strange, like, stop fucking with it. Stop fucking with him. Like, stop fucking with that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and how serious it all is. And like just Wong talking to him then, or the Ancient One talking to him. Yeah.
Like, and they kept talking about the natural order. And then in the new Strange trailer, that's all they're talking about, crimes against the natural order and all these things. Mm-hmm. And they are constantly, and this came out 6 years ago. So how many Marvel movies before, warning him not to do this? And they mentioned the multiverse by name. Yep. They mentioned branching off of timelines. So they mentioned all of this stuff way before anything else happened. And I was looking back, and this is only the third Infinity Stone we've seen. So the only other ones that show up are in Thor: The Dark World and in the original Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's the only time they mention Infinity Stones by name. It's the second time it's mentioned by name is in Doctor Strange.
Great. Yeah. Pretty.
And they slipped it in.
Yeah. They put it. Well, then at the end, I mean, Wong tells him and he's like,
it's an Infinity Stone.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So and it's funny. Do you remember what you gave this movie out of 6?
I'm going to say I gave it like a 5.
Yeah. We both gave it a 5, but it was also because this is back when I think I was an easier grader than I even am now. Mm-hmm. I might even be an easy grader now, but I was boxed into a corner because I had given Suicide Squad a 4. Ooh. And Suicide Squad is not a 4 at all. And so that one has to come down, because we even said at the time, out of the movies that came out in 2016, and there were a bunch of them, Deadpool's better, Civil War's better. So Doctor Strange to me is probably more of a 4.5. I gotta go down from where it was. So in that sense, I liked it a little bit less. And I also, it's one of the rare movies I saw in 3D, which I don't normally do.
Yeah.
But this was fucking insane.
Super impressive.
So I actually have this movie ranked lower within the MCU than most people do. I have it down at 19, but I also think that's the cutoff point. Like, I think they've made 19 really good ones. And so I have this in like the Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi realm. I have it down there.
So this is coming off. Now you have to think. So there's kind of some ups and downs here.
Oh, yeah.
So this comes out in 2016, which also gave us Civil War.
Right, which was...
So this is right after Civil War, which was... We're on a high. We're on a heater at this point, because this goes Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther into the Infinity War. Like, that is...
Yeah, that's a heater. Notch. Yeah. It kicks up a big notch. But this one was good, and I think it established like phase 1 and 2 was way more hit or miss, and then phase 3 and 4, it's like, we only pump out like B+ or better movies.
Yes.
It's one of those ones for now. Now, do you like Doctor Strange, the character, and specifically the MCU character? Forget anything you know about him from the comics or whatever, but do you like this character?
Not really, and I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think initially you're supposed to like him, and I think at this point, he's just an asshole, and I think that's part of the character, and I think it's part of the thing that Cumberbatch nails is that he's just an arrogant prick who just like thinks he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and they kind of lay it on pretty thick too. Like some of the conversations he has at the end with both Rachel McAdams and with the Ancient One are both kind of driving home the point that like he was this asshole and like he's obviously going to change, because when you first watch it, you're like, wow, he's written very similar to Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, but without the charm. Like Robert Downey Jr. is Swingers, and then Doctor Strange is Made. Like it's like he's like just a prick. There's not a lot of redeeming quality. He's just a really good surgeon, but he's such a cocky prick.
Just straight ahead asshole. Whereas again, Tony Stark is a little bit more slick.
Yeah.
You know, this guy is not. It's just all arrogance. You know, and
I respect the power that he has. And again, we've seen him now in a couple of 3 movies, right? Since we've seen him in Infinity War, Endgame, and No Way Home. And I just remember like that was one of my takeaways from No Way Home was like, why would he fucking do this? Like, why? It just seems a little out of character, kind of dumb. Like for a guy who's so smart.
And well, you see the people around him kind of get exhausted, like Wong in particular, get exhausted by this. Like, dude, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, right.
You know, I think that's the line with him is it's constantly pushing like what he can do. And again, they mentioned it several times in this movie. Like, you're not doing this for me. You're not doing this to save the Sanctum Sanctorum. You're doing this for you. Like you're clearly, the whole reason you got into this is to like help yourself. Yeah. It's not to help other people.
Yeah. And so that one of those scenes too in the movie, and again, we can kind of jump around because obviously we've all seen this one before, but rewatching it, it really jumps out the he's just driving like a goddamn maniac. Like what sets him up, it's
texting and driving.
It's just over the top. It's the speed, it's the weather that's going on outside. It was reckless. He was basically asking for it. Was when he flipped over. But one thing that still bothers me is there's the scene where he's in the car and he's on his way to his big speech right before he crashes, and he's talking to somebody, and they give him a series of potential patients for him. Mm-hmm. And when we first watched it, you're like, okay, there could be some Easter eggs in here. Is one of them War Machine?
One of them is, yeah.
I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is.
Didn't they say something about like an experimental aircraft and like he can't walk, like he broke his lower, like basically like broke his back.
Yeah, but then like the age is off, or like there's something about the detail which is wrong. And then the one about there's the girl, and you're thinking it's Captain Marvel, but it's not. Like there's
is that there was one she had like a chip in her head?
Yeah. Who's that supposed to be?
Is that Taskmaster?
Oh, you think?
Because I'm trying to remember. I've only seen Black Widow once.
Okay.
But I remember like the Taskmaster having like a chip in her head. But then she said you get struck by lightning.
I mean, maybe but I don't think it's Captain Marvel. Maybe it is supposed to be War Machine, but like there's something in there that I think they kind of they fucked up that I don't know if it's him.
So I'm Googling it right now. Who's the girl with the chip in her head?
I don't know. I just remember.
It doesn't say. It says it's like a failed Easter egg for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, failed Easter egg. That's my point. Is like, oh, it should have been like kind of like, oh, that would have been a cool layer, and then you're like, no, not even. By the way, his watch collection is pretty outrageous.
Well, it's his obsession with time. That's the. Mm-hmm. But they have those like watch spinners. Like seeing what, like my dad used to have. He had one. It was like a watch spinner. They're like,
that's crazy. I never see anything like that, and he has like 20 of them just spinning around.
What, if you ever see someone wearing a Rolex, they'll constantly like shake their wrist because it has like a thing inside it that keeps it like self timer. So you'll shake your wrist, you shake it a little. You know,
if everybody out there, if enough of you guys send us
send me $1,
we'll both buy Rolexes.
We do, yeah.
How about that scene where the Ancient One is trying to get Doctor Strange to use his powers, so she just sends him to Mount Everest? What if he died there?
No, because Mordo was there. Mordo was there to get him. Because I feel like this is to the people onlooking, like Mordo was there, and he's like something she had done before, and he says to her like, "I'm gonna go get him." Like he doesn't ask where he is; he knows exactly where he is. So it's
What
like
if
I
he
think
slipped?
this is her thing.
What if he slipped off the side and he just plummeted to his death? Then like then where's the
Well,
the
she can
multiverse
use
go?
the dark energy from the dark universe energy to bring him back.
I got a question for you. You mentioned Mordo in there,
Mhm.
who I like. I want to get into more of him in a second. At one point when they're training, he has the staff thing, and he calls it the Living Tribunal. Now that, as we know, isn't that like a celestial type being?
Yes, the living tribunal is a thing. It's
Yeah,
like it's a with like 3 heads,
yeah.
right?
It's
Yeah.
like one of those we had. I remember when we did the Marvel cards episode.
Yes.
That's like one of the cards that you have with all these other like ego and all these other
With
creatures.
the what are the living tribunal? Yeah.
I don't know. That part was interesting. So I'm like, all right, I wonder if we're gonna get that, because that was the other thing. There's so many movies in between this and the one that's coming out this week that I'm wondering how many of the things that were in this movie are they gonna pick up, or are they just gonna ignore? And Mordo's one is like front and center. Like, is
Yeah.
Mordo going to be a major part in this one, or have they already moved past it? Because if they came out with this sequel in 2017 or 2018, like, you knew he would be one of the main adversaries for Doctor Strange.
And you might get multiple Mordos.
That's the thing in this movie. You're going to get variants of
Yeah.
most of these characters.
And I'm reading right now that it's rumored that the actual living tribunal is going to show up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character from this movie? See, that's why I have it lower than most, because
it's hard to pick.
Not that I hate any of them by any means, but like, I don't really like any of the characters.
I tell you what, though, as a person, Rachel McAdams can do no wrong, and she is a wonderful angel person. I'm told that that's not really the case, but to me is a perfect angel person.
Is she not great?
I mean, my wife goes on all these things. It's like, people, it's like a forum or like something, like people talking about interactions they've had with celebrities, and not all of them are positive.
Interesting.
And she's seen a couple on there with Rachel McAdams. The ones who jump out at me that she tells me constantly, people are like, these people are fucking assholes, are Anna Kendrick and James Corden are apparently outrageous assholes.
Oh, it's great. I can see it with both.
Oh yeah,
I can absolutely see it with both.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Isn't Bill Hader with Anna Kendrick right now?
Yes,
they're together,
and he's a delightful person. From what I've seen,
he seems it. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the night nurse, right, or Christine Palmer, good character. She'll be back. I think I like Mordo the most.
I was leaning Mordo.
Yeah,
and again, I can't fucking. I feel like a broken record, but like, I love bad guys who you kind of get. Like, I kind of get why you're pissed.
This one's really good. Yeah, because the one thing, like, the Caecilius and Dormammu are kind of the, all right, you're just taking over the world. Like, you're gonna eat the world, but you're like claiming that the dark dimension is actually gonna like save life. Actually, a pretty funny moment. One of the funnier moments in the movie is when Caecilius is trying to explain to Doctor Strange that the dark dimension and Dormammu are actually not going to destroy the world. They're actually going to save lives. And Doctor Strange goes, "What are you talking about? Look at your face." He's like, all this stuff. He looks like a fucking asshole.
Well, I love how he's like, it's Mr. and he goes, Doctor.
Yeah.
And he starts calling him Mr. Doctor. He's like, no, it's strange. And he goes, if you say so, like, it might be. I don't know. Like,
who am I to judge?
Who am I to judge? Caecilius from the Latin, which means blind.
Interesting.
Caecus is that means
and
blind.
He's got the stuff on his eyes.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
but he thinks he knows, but he's blind to the truth. So, just throwing that out there.
That fight scene in the Sanctum where Doctor Strange gets his cape for the first time.
Oh, that was tits.
Awesome scene. Holy smokes. And then the reveal of him in the cape when he like falls over the stairs and then he like comes up and he's like doing magic spells.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love
that.
Awesome. Yeah.
So that was like a mix of like the Matrix and Inception. Like you were talking about, like the walls like folding in on each other, and that was cool. The fight in the mirror dimension, I remember saying on the podcast, and I remember thinking watching that in 3D that like there's too much going on. Like I like lost. I was like, I can't look at this. It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Not because it's like difficult, like, unsettling. It's just like there's too much going on the screen.
Yeah, that was one where you're like, all right, you can watch it again. I'm sure you could watch that 10 times in a row and like kind of focus on a different part of the screen to see stuff that's going on.
And I remember thinking it's like watching an action scene through a kaleidoscope. Like, Jesus Christ, like what is happening right now?
So I don't normally like the villains that are just such the outer space, like the size of a planet type villains. However, the Dormammu I've come to bargain is a badass, memorable scene. Obviously, it's a great phrase, but just like the one thing you can do, and it also shows off how powerful the Infinity Stones are for people back during the 14th movie trying to establish what's going on. But this whole thing was going to literally devour Earth, and he just gets him in a mind pretzel, and he taps out.
Well, because he's like, we're stuck in this loop, and he's like, well, you're going to keep dying. He's like, but everyone on Earth is going to live.
Yeah,
like you don't get to do what you want to do, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Awesome.
And again, to have someone to be that smart about time and like how it works, it's like, yeah, they're all alive still, so I'm winning.
But the one thing that you kind of have to like allow yourself to believe is that he just got this power pretty much, and like he was able to learn that, because like what if you fuck it up and like you die, like you're just dead, he just fucking kills you and you're done. Like you fuck up how to use the wristband.
Yeah, and again, the whole explanation, he's like, I have a photographic memory. And he's like, that's why I could get my PhD and my what was he saying? Like my MD at the same time. And Wong says something to the effect of like, that has nothing to do. That's not a photographic memory. That's something else.
Yeah, but he reads those books real quick.
Yeah,
reads those books, and then the other fight scene too. And maybe like we sleep on something, or I sleep on some of these fight scenes. Is the one in Hong Kong where like Hong Kong gets destroyed, and he first uses the time stone. So then he's like fighting, but then everything's going in reverse, and the city's like building back up.
Yeah,
sick. Like the whole thing is just, they obviously just shot that and put
everyone's
it
going the backwards man, the backwards.
So that's you kid of the backwards.
I was thinking about that today because everyone's like, it's actually cool. They're fighting forwards and everyone's running backwards. So I was thinking about that today. This is a true story. I don't know if I've told this on the podcast. My wife and I were dating, and I said something to the effect of like, I can do that just as fast as you. Like whatever. Or I said something like, I walk fast or something like that. And my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, started going, the backwards man, backwards, you can't. And then I was like, ha, 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 very funny. And then I turned on the TV. It was that scene was on. Neither one of us had seen that movie in years. And she just made some random Tom Green joke that really happened.
That, first of all, the fact that movie was on TV is a big surprise.
And it was on that scene. Like neither one of us had seen. I think the last time I watched that movie was with you, and it was probably. Like, because
I watched that movie a lot. Now, how do you think he got the suit on? It was all buttoned up.
It was all buttoned up
backwards.
Well, what I would do was button it, take my arms out, and then spin the shirt around. But everything was buttoned. He was all crisscrossed.
I was saying everything was buttoned.
Yeah, he had the tie on and everything.
When Tom Green was at his highest, is there anybody in the entertainment world that was ever higher?
Just burned hot for like a year and then was just done.
His show and like 2 or 3 movies, I would say, of his movie catalog, Freddy Got Fingered, his small appearance in Road Trip.
And what was he, like the Butler movie?
Well, he was also in that hilarious jaunt, Stealing Harvard with Jason Lee.
I want to be Kyle.
That one had its moments. That's
both good skateboarders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Green was almost a professional skateboarder.
They probably bonded over that.
Yeah.
Skateboarding. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So that's a real Davey family story.
That's probably how you knew you were going to marry her, as soon as she's quoting the back.
It wasn't. And I think I've told this story before. So that was like, I started taking a hard look at her. Like, this might be a draft pick right here.
I would say so.
And then I think that summer we were in Maine.
Oh yeah.
And it was all like, did I tell you this story? Did I tell it on the podcast?
Maybe. We've done a lot of episodes.
We've done a lot of episodes. We've done, what are we on? This is 293 of
90.
Anyway. So some jabroni tries to do a backflip off of a boat, kicks Ryan in the nose, and we're all like, her nose is fucking broken because she's like bleeding out of both nostrils like profusely.
Yeah.
Nose wasn't broken, even if it was. There's probably nothing to do for it.
Das.
But I'm looking at this kid. I'm staring daggers at this kid because you got to fight him at that point, right?
I think you have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
But what really like took away all of the tension is like she's sitting there bleeding. I'm looking at this kid like I'm gonna fucking kill him. And Raya looks him dead in the eyes and goes, "Nobody makes me bleed my own blood."
Pretty good.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Fuck.
like you're a warrior, absolute warrior.
Got
What
that
a
on
beauty,
the
huh?
Pose to her.
Yeah.
Here
Like right then and there, as she's bleeding from the nose.
This one's good. You mentioned how throughout the whole movie they're like warning Strange about all this stuff,
Yes.
like really foreshadowing all the stuff that's gonna happen. There's that one specific scene where the Ancient One basically calls him out, saying how like the whole reason he got into his job in the first place, before even becoming a wizard, is that he wants to control death. And that's what I think is going to be really fascinating for this upcoming movie, is like just that whole thing.
Well, I think, and that plays into him against, I think ultimately the bad guy in this movie is going to be Wanda, because she's trying to do the same thing from another avenue. Like she's trying to bring back Vision, or that version of Vision and her sons. So like, yeah, they've always like tipped the hand in the trailer. That's like, you do it and you're a hero, I do it and I'm the villain.
Do you think the Doctor Strange variants are more likely to work together or be on opposing sides?
Opposing sides, because of the nature of the character being so arrogant that he won't accept help from another version of himself.
And I think like the What If episode too, that like I didn't rewatch that one yet, but I probably should.
Like, think if you met 20 slightly different versions of you, how many of them would you get along with? Probably zero. I would fucking hate different versions of me.
Zero of them.
Zero.
Yeah.
Like if there were 20 of me in this room, I'd be like, get me the fuck out of here.
There's got to
right
be
now.
one of the versions though would have to be just like incredibly nice, you would think.
Yeah. But like even then I'd be like, what's your angle? Like what's your
catch?
Yeah, like
Bro.
What are you doing this versus? Like I would not trust 20 versions of me in a room.
You know what I had sadly kind of forgotten about until rewatching this? Stan Lee cameos.
Yeah, and it was a good one too.
Great one on the bus.
It was a good one. We also talk a lot about Gary Oldman and Daniel Day-Lewis. Tilda Swinton is as much of a chameleon as anybody.
She's great.
She's great. I think she's she pronouns, but I'm sorry. I'm not being insensitive. But have you seen her in Trainwreck?
Trainwreck. Wait.
With Amy Schumer?
Oh yeah, I saw that movie.
She's Amy Schumer's boss. And you wouldn't even I didn't even recognize her with hair. But
Crazy.
it's nuts. Like she's super funny in that movie too. And she's
5'11". I like that.
Tall drink of water.
That's
She
tall.
played Gabriel in Constantine.
Yeah.
The Archangel Gabriel. And she played
I like Constantine. Constantine didn't get enough credit.
It doesn't. Ahead of its time.
It was, the people
Give me
didn't
a sequel.
criticize you and me. I want a sequel as well.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's a superpower that I think I want until I really think about it, and then like I don't. So remember that whole scene with like him and Rachel? We're off topic right now, but the whole scene with like him and Rachel Weisz, and he's like, "If I do this, like you're done. You can't undo this."
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm afraid of with like supernatural shit. If I do see something, I'm just going to be stuck with me.
Yeah, I'm more with you. I don't think I could deal.
I don't want that.
Interested as I am in it, I'm probably better off not dealing with that. I'd be up all the time. I have nightmare issues as it is. That's a whole podcast we could get into.
Yeah,
I fucking have night terrors. So at the end, this is another one that really just opens up the door as to what this show and what this MCU can really be, is when Wong is talking about how word of the Ancient One's death will spread through the multiverse, that Earth no longer has a Sorcerer Supreme to defend it, which also leads into, if the Ancient One was still around. Well, actually, I guess before I even asked the question, maybe I already answered it. I was thinking, did that prevent Thanos from originally coming in? But Doctor Strange was here and Thanos still came in, so maybe not.
and she says something to the effect that like remember, it's a line that Strange uses. She's like, of all like the outcomes I've seen, I can't see past this point. Which means like she knows that's it. So is Strange going to see that point for himself where he can't see anymore?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I wonder how many more Doctor Strange we're gonna get, and like they're always working on somebody else to do that stuff.
And then that's like one of those questions all the time. Like people ask, like those impossible what ifs. Like, if you could know the time and day of your death, would you want to know?
No,
Me neither.
no way, no fucking way.
Because
But
everything is just a fucking ticking time bomb. You know, it also frees you up to do, like, I know until that day, I can do whatever I want and I won't die. Like, there's that aspect of it, but also, like, it's a ticking clock, man. I don't want to deal with that.
no, it'd be in your head. Like everybody has a kind of a general idea, but like you don't need to think about it. You don't need to go there. Yeah. Nope.
And then there's a whole metaphysical. Is it fixed? Is that fixed, or can I change that? Or like,
yeah, right.
that me you're talking about right now, but I'm not that me tomorrow.
Billy
Like,
me or Billy him?
Exactly.
I'm fucking confused.
Now we're going down some weird roads now. But there's the whole idea of like consequences and like who's like, I think it's Mordo who keeps saying like the bill comes due. Like always the bill comes due, always. And then his line where he says like there's too many sorcerers. You know what I've noticed about being a sorcerer? There's too many sorcerers.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's gonna be a ton.
There's going to be a few. Yep, and variants of all of them. So this was one of the movies that had, I think, pretty good mid and end credits, by the way.
Yeah. And just a weird cameo by Benjamin Bratt.
So Benjamin Bratt, right, who was also in
he's like an Oscar nominated actor, like, and he's just some weird bit part in this movie.
He was also in Catwoman with Halle Berry.
Well, that was funny because I was thinking about that because he show him playing basketball, and I'm like, well, that's this dude playing basketball on the screen, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one you get the Doctor Strange helping Thor and that whole conversation, and that's the mid credits. It sort of sets up another movie, which is great. The post credit scene, though, at the time you're thinking, all right, this is going to set up Doctor Strange 2, not having any idea of really all the different movies and his appearances and where the world was going to go. But I love this, like Mordo being like, you know what, you guys aren't using this for the greater good. You're selfish with this. I don't like how you're using your fucking magic. So he goes, confronts Pangborn, steals his magic, and basically like re-cripples them.
Right.
And then he's like, now he's just going around smashing through all these different sorcerers.
Which he could be making his way through the universe now, taking out all the sorcerers. So
like, how much time does Mordo get in this movie?
More than you think, I would say.
I hope. I really hope so. I want to see. I want to see him.
What was the thing I was gonna? I had something written down. Oh, one of the biggest problems I had with this movie. So Strange gets stabbed, and then he goes to the operating room, gets worked on, and then he gets stabbed in the chest, and then Rachel McAdams' character is helping him out of the hotel, and he's limping.
Well,
like, why are you limping? You get stabbed in the chest. Why are you limping?
You know how that can affect. That's all nerves. It's all connected.
I forget if someone who did a bit about that, like getting hit in the ear with a snowball, and then you'd limp home. Like, what are you limping for? You get hit in the head.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So what do you think the balance is? Because again, I think did they announce how long is this movie? Is it like 2 hours?
It's like, just a shade over 2 hours.
All right, so it's 2 hours, a little bit longer than the one that we just rewatched. So I would say, what, 2/3 is probably going to be a Scarlet Witch type of thing, and then maybe 1/3 is sort of Mordo and kind of cleaning up what happened in this one.
I think you got to pick this up right as No Way Home, like him on top of like the Statue of Liberty, and then being like, "Oh shit."
That's a good point. Yeah, you have to clean that up too. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, remember, like you see all these people who are like coming through, and he doesn't know how many are coming.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh snap! Like now we got to deal with this.
So this is another big one. Like, so some of these standalone movies are kind of truly that, like Doctor Strange. If you take out the end credit scene and the mid credit scene, it's him. And you get introduced to Wong. This is going to be another one of those movies that's closer to like Captain America: Civil War, or I guess Ragnarok, because you had Hulk in that one. Like, this is going to include more characters, because I have not watched some of the recent clips. I've heard there's
I'm super pissed. I'm super pissed about it.
Don't say it.
I'm super pissed about it. But I had two questions. But if you don't want me to say, I had two questions for you.
No. If I don't know who it is, don't say it. Or if I haven't mentioned it, I will say this. I think they're probably going to lean heavy on What If, more heavier than I had hoped.
Which I hope they don't.
I know. Me too. I don't have a lot of interest. Matt?
I don't, but like
Do you think there's going to be a surprise? So even if you guys, Davey has, and if everybody else has seen all of the clips that they've put out there,
so they've mentioned something, but they haven't shown anything. They've
still,
only mentioned,
I don't want information. But do you think there are going to be any surprise characters in this movie?
Yes, and that was the question I was going to ask you. There were two I'm thinking of.
Okay.
That I hope they're in the movie.
Like new characters or just characters from the
MCU? If I say, you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Mephisto.
But no, not Mephisto. So I'm
excited.
I want to say it. But I want to ask you what you think.
Is it a spoiler?
It's not a spoiler.
All right,
they've already mentioned it in the fucking thing.
What fucking
teaser?
I didn't watch all the teasers.
Did you? A group of people was mentioned. Did you see that one?
The Illuminati.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you saw that one.
Well, I watched the original trailer where you get Patrick Stewart's voice.
Okay, so you just assume that it's them.
Right.
Right. So here's my question. So if they're doing that, do you see Robert Downey Jr. again?
No. I say no.
Because he's part of the Illuminati.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Do you get your first look at Reed Richards?
I think you do get a Reed Richards look. I think you do.
Whoever's playing Reed Richards.
A look or a reference.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's even just a reference. But I also think you don't have to have, like, the Guardians of the Galaxy is not 100% the Guardians of, like, you know what I mean? So I think you could do the Illuminati, call it the Illuminati, and have like one or two guys. Because like Black Bolt's in the Illuminati. I don't think they're gonna bring the Inhumans back after that epic fail. Or do you?
Or do you? Because Kevin Feige was telling people like don't
sleep on Inhumans.
No, he said don't watch it. Because like he said don't watch Inhumans before going to see Doctor Strange.
Oh, great. All right, so maybe we get Black Bolt in there.
Maybe you get Black Bolt. Maybe you get like who else is in the Illuminati? Like there's so many.
But then I wonder if they can go back and redo like World War Hulk. Because they kind of did it with Ragnarok, but it's like that was
Planet Hulk. They didn't do World War Hulk. Like I want the Hulk standalone movie to be World War Hulk.
But like in that one, Hulk kind of just like flew away on his own. He wasn't banished by the Illuminati.
I thought he was. I thought they put him on Sakaar and he came back. Like the whole thing was like he came back. Like they sent him to Sakaar.
Oh, did I fuck that up? I thought this was like I'm out after Ultron.
No, I think the Illuminati sent him to Sakaar, and then World War Hulk is when he came back.
No, I'm talking about the MCU, like the movies.
Oh, he went on his own.
That's my point. I'm saying like because that was such a cool storyline in the comics. I'm wondering if you could then like kind of redo it, or what they might just do is be like, hey, they get together and they're like, Scarlet Witch, you're too powerful. Take a hike, and they banish her.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to be somebody that strong. It has to be Hulk. Has to be Scarlet Witch. I don't know how many other characters are that powerful. It'd have to be something like that. So, all right. How good does this movie, by the way, have to be for it to be a success in your mind?
In terms of stones or in terms of monetary?
No, forget monetary. I'm thinking stones / like where it ranks in the MCU type of deal.
So on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got to be over an 85.
Mm-hmm.
And
top 10 MCU?
Stones, it's got to be over 4.5.
Okay.
And it's got to be in the top half of the MCU movie. So it's got to be
top
14 and above?
Yep.
In order for this to be a success. And again, this is Raimi, which means it's going to have a look to it. It's going to have a horror feel to it, but it's got to like, I'm pissed that Derrickson backed out of it.
I know. And I know you like Raimi. It's been a while.
I don't want it to be goofy.
I don't either. And
he skews goofy.
I want Derrickson
with like all right, who's Bruce Campbell in this movie? You know Bruce Campbell's in the movie.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody.
I want him to be another Doctor Strange.
Correct. I was just gonna say the same thing. He looks like he could easily pull off another like a weird Doctor Strange. I wouldn't mind. That'd be a good little comic bit.
It would. Or you need him fighting zombies.
Yeah.
At some point, you need Bruce Campbell to show up to. By the way, the sneaky end of the month, the Evil Dead video game's coming out.
Oh, that could be good.
It's like Friday the 13th. So where we get four players and you pick someone from the Evil Dead universe. Like they have everyone from Army of Darkness, all the Evil Deads, Ash versus Evil Dead, like all those characters are in it and you can play as them. So
cool. I like that.
And Bruce Campbell voices Ash, obviously.
I like it.
Yeah.
Very good. Anything else, Doctor Strange?
No, it was a good watch. I'm happy to do this. We should, when the time is right, when it's appropriate, we should do this again.
Old ones. Yeah, I like it. Absolutely. Let us know what you guys think at
We're
Dork
older.
Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, and dorkpodcast@gmail.com.
Hey, you know why we should do this before you hit the sounder? We're older, we're wiser, we're bigger, and we last longer.
Well, speak for yourself.
Pick of the bomb.
Pick of the bomb. Pick of the bomb.
Pick of the bomb.
I don't want to talk about it, Ryan. Would you like to tip, receive, defer, or you may also choose at this time to defend a goal?
I will defer this week.
How about this? Out of nowhere, we're gonna have a Dork short this Thursday, a one-on-one, another interview. We have another
new best friend. Here we go. Yeah.
best bud. Look out, Adam Cole. There's a new sheriff in town. Poot from The Wire. So if you guys have seen The Wire, one of my favorite shows, actually, I think it's the #1 show of all time. Davey has not seen it. We did with other guys, Shark and Deering and Woody and Bessie. We did all 5 seasons. This is like pre-WEI. We did all the seasons of The Wire. And his name is Trey Chaney, who is also in the new HBO series We Own the City, which I need to get into. 2 episodes have come out. Same guy, David Simon, who put together The Wire, did this show. And he plays a character on The Wire, like his first acting role. He's one of the few characters, I believe, / actors who was in all 5 seasons. But long story short, he's going to join the show Thursday at 8:00 at night. Going to be quick, just like an interview, just like 15 minutes. We're gonna talk to him. So it'll be on YouTube, and I'll make it available on the podcast as well. So that is my pick of the pod. Trey Chaney's going to join us. Poot is going to be on the program. And then, of course, next week will be Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness back here on Monday night. Dave, what do you got?
So things we've mentioned before, like X. If you haven't seen that yet, see it. It's on. You can rent it. It's on Apple TV right now. Barry has had its first 2 episodes, I think, of season 3.
Oh yeah,
right.
I've only seen the first one.
It's fantastic. Yeah. It's honestly it's a fantastic dark comedy show. Finished Ozark. I have 2 actual picks of the pods. One, this movie didn't get a lot of love when it came out, but it's on Netflix now. The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey and Charlie Hunnam, and it's a Guy Ritchie movie, written, directed by Guy Ritchie.
I'll watch that.
It's good.
Yeah.
I don't know why this movie, and I think people have kind of quit on Guy Ritchie after the whole Madonna thing.
Maybe.
But he's still pumping out like fucking good movies. So if you haven't seen The Gentleman yet, check that out. And there is a game. This is going to be the next game that's going to pop. It's called Just Act Natural. It's basically the spiritual successor to Among Us. So essentially, it's just like this weird claymation game where you basically you're trying to pretend to be like an NPC.
Okay.
So you're trying to blend in to like everybody else, and there's different game modes. So two human players are snipers, and it's called like Diamond Hunt. So you have to like pick up diamonds, but you have to like blend in with everybody.
So 2 people try to recognize which ones aren't robots.
Aren't robot people. Are like, so you just try to like blend in with the crowd. And there's think of like there's 100 characters on the screen. And there's another game mode where it's called like Assassins, where there's 2 assassins, and you have to assassinate other players, like real human players.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's kind of funky, like claymation looking.
All right.
So, and you can have like different abilities, like you can change costumes immediately, or you can like throw a smoke bomb and get away.
It's like in Star Wars when somebody tries to be like a trooper and they're not, and they put the suit on and they're just like,
right. So think of like Free Guy, but opposite. So like Free Guy, he was like an NPC who was trying to be like the main character. You're just trying to blend in.
Oh, I like it a lot.
So it's called Just Act Natural, and that's on Steam right now. So if you haven't played that game, check it out.
So will that just be like, how will I play that on my phone?
So right now, it's just like a PC game right now, but this game is going to blow up.
Yeah.
Within a month. Like this game is going to blow up.
Yeah. So they'll probably kick it out to other easy.
Oh yeah. It'll be, and it's an easy port. Like this thing's going to be fun.
I like it. All right, so good stuff. That'll do it for this episode. Again, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Dork Podcast. You can email us dorkpodcast@gmail.com. Send us what your thoughts on Doctor Strange. Also, any of your should I have bought this for weeks going forward. Special episode this Thursday. Poot from the Wire at 8:00 next Monday. Although there might be a Celtics game, we'll figure it out. We'll let you know. We'll figure it out. We'll move the time or move the day, but. Our next real episode will be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Just go to youtube.com/Dork Podcast. We stream these episodes live. You can always go back and watch them after the fact if you'd like to as well. Subscribe. We also occasionally do some gaming on there as well. Now that I got WWE 2K, we'll get the Party Boys back in action. So that'll be pretty good. That's it. Right. You got 3 words for him?
Fuck you.